Lost Art of Fishing Stories, written by Andrew Cox. Get your copy today. Go to Amazon and search The Lost Art of Fishing Stories. The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Preserving history, one veteran story at a time. Marine Corps League and Till Valhalla Project Ambassador. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Project, Veterans Voices. I'm your host, AJ Cox, and today we're having a fireside chat with the crew and a couple of special guests. But before we get into the episode, are you enjoying the podcast? Make sure you go to the website. That's thelostart.podbean.com. Go check us out, see what we're all about. You can always go on there and support us by clicking on that merchandise tab. You can go in there and get you a cool shirt. Look at that. Look how sweet this new hoodie is. I just got it in. Anyways, you can go get you something like that. Maybe you can get you a cool hat, something like that. And that helps support us, and we appreciate anything that you can do. Big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project out there doing some amazing things. If you don't know anything about them, go check them out. Even if you do, check them out again. I say it every single time, but I'm telling you, they do amazing work. They have an amazing organization doing great things for everybody out there. So go check them out. Support them as best you can. You can find them at tillvalhallaproject.com. Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps Veteran Service Organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member. Oh, man alive, here we are. We are live on the face pages. We're live on the YouTubes. This is good. And we got part of the crew here, and we got our special guest. We'll just go ahead and go around, see how everybody's doing. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Andrew. I can't complain.
Well, you could.
Yeah, I always could, but yeah.
You know, that's just part of it, you know.
Just hanging out here in Southwest Georgia.
Yeah. How's the weather?
Trying to figure out the weather. Yeah, one day it's 32, and the next day today it was 80 degrees. So.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah.
That's some pretty drastic temperature changes.
Yeah, we had some bad storms this past week, like hail. It's that time of year in this area. Not hurricanes, but tornadoes and hail. And so I had had a company out looking at my roof today, looking at USAA, as far as getting my roof replaced, as long as they're willing to do it.
Yeah.
What damage I have on it. So.
Well, hopefully it'll work out all right. I mean,
USAA is good.
Yeah.
If none of us have USAA, you're missing out. So yeah. I've had a lot of good things with USAA, so I can't say enough about them. Not as far as roof repair, but as far as accidents, vehicle damage, and stuff like that. They're
right.
An absolutely unbelievable organization.
Turn on Marine's desk light.
Yeah, I haven't ever dealt with them, but I've heard great things about them. So
you don't have USA insurance?
No, I don't know what I have.
No, you need to do that, man. No,
well, I do.
They're unbelievable.
To do.
Well, I'm telling you, yeah. You don't have USAA insurance. You need to do it because your family, my kids have it now. We all serve for that right, and they've all earned that. So, I mean, they're unbelievable insurance company. Absolutely unbelievable. If
Very
Gronk, if Gronk, what's his name? Gronkowski or whatever from the New England.
Gronk.
Gronk. Yeah.
Gronk.
Yeah.
Gronk.
If he supports a man, they got to be good, man. So you
Okay.
gotta, yeah.
I mean, I didn't realize that he was the gold standard of it, but
He is. He's
yeah.
on all the commercials asking for insurance, and he ain't gonna get it. But no, that's an unbelievable insurance company. So if they're listening out there, thank you.
I'll have to hit him up. I need to do that for sure. All right. Well, we'll jump over. Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing outstanding, Andrew. Here in sunny Southern California. It hasn't been too sunny for the last few days, but we've been getting a lot of rain and stuff like that. But the mountains are getting pounded with snow, so it'll fill up all the reservoirs, and it'll make get rid of this drought that they always keep talking about out here in California.
Yeah, it's either too much rain, or it's a drought, or mudslides, right?
Yeah, well, it depends on where you are and where, especially we have those anywhere there's fires during the summer or whenever there's fires. Then when the rains come in, massive mudslides and everything like that.
Right.
But of course, all this rain here in San Diego, I know you probably remember it, but when it starts raining here, there's floodplain areas that are ancient riverbeds, and they fill up with water. They put signs up, "Do not cross the water." Lo and behold, people always do. And then,
Yeah,
they have
somebody
to do
always
water
does.
rescues.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Are you wanting to switch over? Speaking of, we just saw him here. Ed, how you doing, Ed? I know you're busy trying to figure out which device you're going to be on, but Ed has been on. In fact, your story, your first part 1, posted yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So you're no stranger to the podcast.
It did, and I stayed up until dark 30 and watched the whole thing.
Whoa, that's impressive. Nice.
You do great work.
I just sit here and let you do it all. That's my job, and it's pretty easy. Not gonna lie to you, but thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. Ed, how you doing? You're up in the Seattle or Washington area. I don't know if you're in Seattle, but Washington area.
Yeah, we're right across Lake Washington from Seattle, and it's interesting. I was trying to figure out where I knew Mark from. Mark, you were up here for can't remember if it was a birthday or a ceremony. The guys from U Park.
U Park, it was a funeral. It was Ken Senior's.
That's
Ken
right.
Phelps' funeral.
Yeah, it was a celebration of life for Ken.
I recognized your voice. I just couldn't place the face because I'm using my phone, so everybody doesn't show up very large. So, but I thought I recognized your voice.
Well, I'm guilty.
Yeah, Ken Phillips, Ken Senior, he was a great man.
Oh man. Well, we have another guest, and Christopher has not been on here before, but he is, in case you're wondering, he is the master of the universe, and a great guy. I only know that because Ed says he's a great guy. So, Christopher, how you doing?
Good, thank you. And Ed only says good things about me because I owe him money.
It's all coming together. It's all making sense now.
I stumbled into Ed Doing about 7 or 8 years ago by accident. I haven't been able to shake him since. He's exactly the kind of guy you will run up a hill against enemy guns with. He's that kind of person.
Hey, and I got to interject, Mark. Christopher walked into the birthday party that we were having at the Red Door that Ken and his son Ken, two Kens sponsor.
Oh, okay. And that's how you met Chris?
That's where we met. We were cutting a cake over on one side of the room, and he came over and said, "Happy birthday, Marines," and we hooked him.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Actually, I said I like cake.
We all like cake.
cake is a good thing. That's why they have it every year at the birthday ball. So, well, hey, I'm excited. Ed and Christopher, they're coming on here. They're going to talk about an amazing organization up in the Washington area. I don't want to steal any of your thunder. So, Ed, I don't know if you want to take the lead on this, or Christopher, either one of you. But we want to hear about the organization and what you guys do.
Okay, so I'll start, and Christopher can jump in and correct me when I screw something up. But the Marine Corps Support Group of Washington, I first encountered it when I came up here in 75 to go to school, and they were sponsoring the 200th birthday party on a ferry out in the middle of Puget Sound. It was awesome. And ever since then, I've been part of the organization. I don't know why. I believe that they split off from the Marine Corps League way back when. It's been an organization now for over 40 years. And many of us are also members of the league as well, and we work very closely together with the league detachments throughout the state. But I would describe us as a bunch of guys who don't want to wear red blazers and piss cutters and walk around saluting, say yes, Commandant, all the time. We
Red
we
blazer
have
though is sharp. It's sharp looking blazer. I'm telling you.
yeah, I know. But there's a lot of guys who are saying, no, I'm not going to do that. And the other thing about the support group is that you don't have to be a Marine to join. You just have to care and like Marines. So we don't care whether you were in the service or not in the service. You just have to be a supporter of Marines.
Yeah.
And we don't charge any dues. There's no membership fee. We rely solely on donations that we look for from our members and our sponsors. So it's kind of an easy outfit to join. We don't need to have a DD-214.
Very nice.
And we do two things primarily. We have a rapid reaction fund that we use to support Marines and their families when they have hard times, they get in trouble. But our main thrust lately in the last 10 years, I guess, has been to provide scholarships or education assistance grants, we call them EAGs, to Marines who are getting out and going to school, primarily in community colleges across the state. And we now have agreements with 10 different schools spread from the Peninsula, Olympic College, all the way to Spokane on the Idaho border. And we have given out over $210,000 worth of these scholarships.
Wow.
Out of money that we just raised. And Christopher is an outstanding example of this. In his real estate business, he has sponsored scholarships at 3 of our colleges, the 2 in Spokane and Big Bend Community College in Moses Lake. So
very nice.
Christopher, you can throw in your 2 cents there and talk about some of the kids you've helped out.
Well,
come on.
He shotgunned that one out really quick. That was good.
The kids that I help out tend to be across the state from Ellensburg to Spokane. Sort of my own doing. I proclaimed one day that we're the state support group. We need to go over to the dry side or Eastern Washington. And they said, fine, you get to be in charge of that. So I go over there 3 or 4 times a year and try to link up with Marines that live in Central or Eastern Washington, which has been rather rewarding. A lot of my initiative was obtained by watching other saltier Marine families that were ahead of me. I was watching what they were doing, and I thought, I can do that. And 8 years later, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, awesome. So now you said it's all throughout the state of Washington, but I know, Ed, when you had come on the podcast before, you were talking, you said you have members across the United States, not just in Washington, as part of this group.
Yeah, that's true. Once you're a member, we don't care where you happen to live, and we've got guys who have moved to Arizona. Steve Sanford is down in Arizona. Kobe Sillers is we call him the OIC of the FOB, the Forward Operating Base in Hawaii. And we've got a couple guys now back in Virginia. So they end up getting spread around, but primarily the people who come to our meetings are here in the state.
Awesome. Now, do you guys, when you have your meetings and stuff, for those guys that aren't in the state, are you doing any sort of kind of like how we are here with Zoom or something of that nature?
We've done that, and we when COVID hit, we went totally virtual for our meetings. In fact, we had a virtual birthday party, and so we have done Zooms, but we have shied away from it because it gives people an excuse not to show up when they live here. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, and we're trying to figure out what really makes sense. It's a lot of work to try and entertain a group that's in a room and at the same time broadcast it. And so we've worked at that, try to make it work. But right now we're not virtual.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Now, Christopher, now you're living in actual Seattle, correct?
I live in southern Canada, north of Seattle.
Oh, north of Seattle, southern Canada.
He keeps saying.
I'm in the suburbs up north.
Okay.
Close enough to stay in trouble, far enough away where I can get an excuse to not show up.
Smart. I like what you did there. That was good. Good. And now, the average person that comes in and joins your organization and everything, what is the common denominator? Like, why are they coming to your organization?
Good question. What we find is young Marines who are just getting out of the Corps, and even older guys who have recently retired, are always too busy to join us, especially the younger guys. I'm sure you've seen the same thing. When somebody gets out of the Corps, they don't want anything to do with it for a while. And they're raising a family, they're going to kids' soccer games and basketball games, and they're trying to get their job nailed down, established, going to school, etc. So we typically, our typical member is somebody who hits their mid 40s to 50s, who when it gets to be November, they think, I wonder where there's a Marine Corps birthday party. And that's usually when we see somebody pop up.
Okay. And that's a great thing to be able to draw people in with, is the birthday time.
Did I just do something wrong here?
Nope. You're good on my end. Can you hear me now?
Just can't see you.
Christopher?
What'd I do?
What the hell?
You can't see me? Uh-oh. Well,
I can see everybody except for Mark.
Yeah.
I can hear everybody too, but I'm echoing like a.
What did I do?
I'm not sure. Well, whatever you did, it's not doing it now. Can you see us and hear us, Ed? See, this is one of the times that you think to yourself that, Doing these Zoom meetings and doing everything virtual like this is fantastic because you can, pull in from everywhere, and then you get these technical difficulties where you don't have a Lance Corporal handy to be able to fix it, and that's where we screw that up, I think.
Well, that's where Mark always says, Washington State and California, the internet, they're going to go ahead and zoom in and lock you out. I know Southern Canada, you up in the Vancouver area?
No, I'm being facetious. I live 15 miles north of Seattle.
Gotcha.
I just pick on Ed and tell him I live in Canada because it feels like that when you're doing the commute.
Yeah.
No, I think this technology is, pretty important. It's really changed all our lives. I get to meet 3 or 4 new Marines without leaving my dining room. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you were just being a smart ass when I was talking about Bellingham. You said, "Yeah, I think I heard of it." Yeah, you were being a Marine smart ass. I got you. I see.
Yes, I am very close to being a terminal Lance.
E4 Mafia. I see how you are.
we need the terminal Lance. That's a good deal. So, Ed, are you back and good now?
I don't know what I did wrong, but I think I'm back and I'm on my computer now. So Cross your fingers that.
Yeah.
Well, you look good to me, Ed. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say, Ed, is put some pants on. You stood up there for a minute. You didn't have any pants on.
No, I don't think that was the case. But actually, I still have my sweatpants on underneath my pants from working outside.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah. So with the organization, is there anything else that you kind of want to bring out and talk about with it?
We do a lot of different things. Christopher, God bless him, came up with this wild idea 2 years ago now. He said, we should get a trailer and we should wrap it with our logo and pictures and all this stuff and put all of our stuff in it instead of keeping it downstairs in Ed's cellar, and go to street fairs and events across the state. And so he bought the trailer, and we call it the Foot Locker. It's about as small a trailer as you can have, and it's got pictures of Marines and Ospreys. There's a picture of Vincent Santinello, a Marine who died in Vietnam, that one of our guys has memorialized, and we've taken it back and forth across the state. We've been to several different events in Spokane. General Mattis spoke over there at a retirement ceremony this past, I guess it was September or October, and we towed it over there and sort of advertised, but it's helped us do a lot of recruiting, and it's been very, very useful. We do something here called the Rock Ceremony, which takes place the last Saturday in August every year to commemorate the 23 or 24 Marines who died when basically an R4D crashed into Mount Rainier back in 1946. And neither Christopher or I were alive at that point, but every year there's a ceremony here. It's put on by the league, and we support it, where there is a rock, and Enumclaw has a plaque on it with the names of all these Marines. And we go over and have a barbecue and commemorate that event each year. So it's those kinds of things.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. Well, Christopher, what else? What else do you got?
That's a great question. Look, I tried all the flavors in the store. I went to the VFW, I went to the Legion, tried the Marine Corps League. None of those organizations really appealed to me. The support group has been like the perfect little Goldilocks bed, the perfect mix. I keep showing up, so I end up working more than I probably wanted to, but it's been really wonderful to hang out with a couple hundred Marines, really, and I'm honored that they let me, in the room at the end of the day. And it's helped me stay out of trouble, keeps me on the straight and narrow with, just being a decent human.
Very nice. And now,
so you said, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, you're good. Go.
No.
Nope.
I was going to ask a question. I think it was already answered, but like you don't have to be like my son in Bellingham. Could he join this group?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I asked that. My daughter lives in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we've got a good friend of ours from the podcast with, the Marine Corps League, but I can't go up there and I'm not there. But he's like, yeah, she can join. And that's what I'm asking, because both of my kids, they grew up in the Marine Corps.
Yep.
So I'm asking, would he be able to join? Yeah, he's in Bellingham, and you guys are down further south, but, is that something he would be able to be a part of? Because he loves it.
Absolutely, he could. And we actually have Marines up in Bellingham and Anacortes. I'm trying to think who's right in Bellingham itself. John Okerman is in Anacortes, and there's two other guys up there. I'm trying to think. Jack Dyer. I can't really remember who the third person is, but yeah, absolutely, he could be a member, and it's down here. He'd be more than welcome to the meeting. We tell people when we invite them or recruit them that when they come to the first meeting, it is free. It's on us. We typically charge $30 for brunch when we have our Saturday meetings. And what was our birthday this year, Christopher? 65 or 70 bucks, I think.
Yep.
When we do the birthday, we have a luncheon, and we say we do that because a lot of our members can't drive in the dark, so they don't want to go to a birthday ball with a bunch of drunken Lance Corporals.
But not saying that anything is wrong with a drunken Lance Corporal. Let's throw that out there.
Yeah. We've all been drunken Lance Corporals.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mark, we're sorry. We're not talking about you, Mark. I apologize.
Yeah. You can ask Andrew.
I think Mark qualifies at some point in time. He may have had a drink or two.
Every now and then.
At some point in time. He may have done it on the podcast once.
Yeah, but Mark was never a Lance Corporal. I don't know how the hell Mark did it. He just went to Sergeant Major. I don't know how the hell he did it.
I don't think so.
Mark instantly was Sergeant Major.
Yeah.
How the hell does that work?
It doesn't. It never did.
But it did take you. It took you a little while to get there, though.
On a little side note here, back in the day when I was still running for the Marine Corps, I discovered that a good way to get promoted or considered for promotion was to run right after the sergeant major left and then pass him on the track so he'd get to know my face every day. That strategy worked 5 times.
Nice. Nice. I like it.
I got a feeling Mark's like, I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't think so. I promise you I never passed the sergeant major, let alone the first sergeant. So I promise you that. But
well, I know I'm not passing anybody on any run. So I just throw that out there.
I'm assuming Mark was if you were passing him on the left, Mark's like, I don't think so.
How about buy your leave or
Believe me.
something?
Believe me, when as a sergeant major, if they weren't passing me on a run, I'd be calling them a weak and feeble little freaking wimp.
That is true. He did actually say those words. I did hear that more than once. I'm not gonna lie. He did let that slide come out every now and again.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
sure that
think
was.
that passing the sergeant major on the track was better than seeing him on Monday morning after Liberty.
Oh yeah,
That's always better.
touche. Yeah, those Monday morning visits with the sergeant major aren't always pleasant.
No.
Nor is trying to just do duty on a Friday, when you have everybody checking in at the same time for your Friday, Saturday, Sunday details. It's not exactly the nicest, pleasant conversations either. There's always one guy that screws it up for everybody.
Yeah, Andrew. Let me know, Andrew.
And you're welcome.
That sounds like a story.
My whole career, I have a way of just doing stupid things every now and again, putting my foot in my mouth. It happens on the podcast. I've done that more than once on the podcast. So
you guys haven't served together though, any of you, right?
No, I served
yeah.
with Mike, and I've served with Mark. Now, neither one of them served together, but yeah, I served with both of them. I deployed with Mike, and Mark was the sergeant major when I was a drill instructor, and yeah, he used to give me a little bit of a hard time.
Selected Andrew.
Oh yeah, yeah, he did. He did.
I hand selected him.
Now, why did you hand select me?
Because you could.
No.
Because you could march.
Because I was in the band.
He was in the band, and he could march. He could stay aligned.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
Yeah, but we got to stop and think about what Mark said in the past. He's like, I hand selected.
Yeah.
You knife-handed.
Were you selected with the back of his hand or the front of his hand?
I'm happy to report that it was both. I got both sides. Yeah.
No.
Not just once. I was selected twice.
Now, Andrew and I were in the 1st Marine Division band. So I served with him in 2004 in Iraq. So we went in 2003, and then he checked in the tail end of 2003, and then we went in 2004. So
yeah,
we got to serve in Iraq and Ramadi. We didn't get to do all the good stuff that Mark got to do.
Wow.
But we've got our own stories from that whole deployment. But
I will say that Mike McNanny knows how to chew some ass. I've been on those as well. So just throw that out there.
I don't know about all that, man.
Seems to be a lot of me getting in trouble for some reason. I don't.
Yeah, Mark and I talked, so that's why I was able to chew your ass, and then
he gave you permission.
Mike, were you also in the band?
I was, yes.
Okay, so I have a question for both of you.
Oh, here it comes.
It's
all about the band. Here we go.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about the band. When I was in Vietnam, I spent a little bit of time, about 3 months, I guess, at the 1st Division CP.
Mm-hmm.
And the band was the final line of defense around the general's CP up at the top of the hill.
Yep.
His quarters were right up on the top of, I think it was Hill 327. Mm-hmm. And there was a helipad up there. And when the fit hit the shan, it only happened once while I was there. It was the band that was the final line of defense to save all those colonels and generals who were hiding up there.
Yeah, those poor guys. Yeah.
Now the band's mission is a heavy machine gun platoon. 50 cal, Mark 19. In Iraq we did patrols, convoy security. But that was continued job we did And actually, my hometown in Franklin, Pennsylvania, there was a hometown band. It's a silver cornet band. And it was one of the guys, it's the oldest community volunteer band in the country.
Wow.
And when I was in high school, our band director was like, I want you to play. So we would go down. We would do parades like 4th of July, stuff like that. But, every other week in the summer, we'd do a concert in the park. So literally everybody in the whole community would come down and just listen to the Silver Cornet Band. But one of the instrumentalists, he was a flute player. He was in the 1st Marine Division Band, and I can't remember his name. It was Toby something. But he was a flute player, the 1st Marine Division Band, and he was in Vietnam.
No kidding.
He actually talked to me about that. And he was like, you have to understand about the band. And I was like, well, that's what I understand. And he's like, I never touched a damn instrument the whole time I was there.
No kidding.
He said, I was a 50 cal machine gunner, in Vietnam. And, that's one thing he actually talked to me about. But, man, could he play the damn flute and the piccolo like Stars and Stripes, like it was going out of town, But, he actually talked to me about that. He was 1st Marine Division Band. It was Toby, wasn't Saltarello, it was Salta something.
Well, potentially at least, you were there with them during that time. Ed?
Who?
I might.
Could be.
That's possible.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the band's job. And that was one of the biggest thing with the band field is, even when I went in, and I went in 92, it was like, oh, we're perimeter security. We do this, we do that. Yeah, we did training, but we never actually trained for it till we went to Iraq. And, we know guys, Yaffa Jones, that was with the 1st Marine Division Band, went, the Gulf War.
Yeah.
And a lot of us heard about those stories, and it was, for me, it was only like 3 years difference between he and I, but we heard those stories. But it wasn't until 9/11 it all came real.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, we were doing the same damn workups. We were doing the workups. We're probably not like Mark. Mark was with what, 5th Marines?
1st Marines.
1st Marine, yeah. We weren't doing the same workups like you guys were, but we were still doing workups and everything for it. And, we went in 03, we were perimeter security, we were convoy security. We were hauling the guns, we were running perimeters. That was our job. It was sitting up and all the way from Kuwait, all the way up to Baghdad.
Did the band ever play at all while you were there?
It wasn't until the tail end in like 03, we ended up having to play.
We did twice, if I'm not mistaken, when I deployed.
I
remember one we did for the division when we changed over for the division. Took it over from 82nd Airborne, and then we flew from Ramadi to Al-Assad for the meth relief or change in place or whatever they called it. I don't remember. All I remember is we were flying over Fallujah. And I was looking down, the kid that was the gunner, he's like, hey, look down. And I was like, okay. So I looked down and he's like, it's Fallujah. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm like seeing these little flashes of light. And I'm like, what is that? And he's like,
yeah, that was at night. Was it not?
And I'm like,
was it not?
Sit down.
That was at night, was it not?
Yeah, it was.
When we flew, yeah, that we were in a freaking, what was it? I'm sorry.
53, I think.
53, yeah, the double prop rotor. Yeah, man, that baby was doing this, and he's like,
oh my God. It was.
We're sitting there, and he was like, from Full Metal Jacket or whatever. He's like, Gonna have me some fun. Gonna have me. You know, he's like, you know, he's just. We're like, holy shit! I was like, are you kidding me?
When he said that they were shooting at us, I was like, yeah, I saw you, man. I'm gonna sit down and let you do your job because
yeah, we had a couple RPGs come up too, and all of a sudden I remember the bird just going
like dropping, yeah.
You know, and come back up, and it's like okay, I just lost my stomach here. You know, it's like I really have no interest in playing a clarinet when we get on the other side, but okay, we're good. But
so now,
no,
Ed,
we were.
Sorry, Ed. What was your? You were infantry officer, correct?
Right. Well, yeah. I was then. Before we say that, though, I want to make sure it was clear. I was a lance corporal and a corporal and a sergeant too at one point.
That is true. But you were a motivator because you got meritorious lance corporal and meritorious corporal and sergeant, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, motivator.
And the master gunny that I worked for, he said to me, "You should go to OCS first before you go to Vietnam." And next thing I knew, I was an infantry second lieutenant.
Going to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what unit did you go to? Who'd you serve with in Vietnam?
What were you going to say?
Who did you serve with in Vietnam?
Yeah. Did you hear him? Who did you serve with in Vietnam?
Oh, originally I was in Delta 1-1. Then when I came back from a medevac, I spent 3 months at the Division CP in the Combat Operations Center. And then I went down to Kilo 3-1.
All right.
And finished out my first year there. And then I extended for 6 months and I was at the First Wing headquarters. So the band was there and they played a lot there.
Did they? Nice.
Oh yeah.
Now Mark was with 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right, Mark?
Yes, I did Desert Storm, and then two trips to Iraq.
Mark looks like he's in the dark.
Yep. No. How about now? Is that better?
You're good now. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so I did Desert Storm with 3-1, and
Mark, he was asking if you were in 3-1 at one point.
Yes, I was. I was in 3-1 for Desert Storm, and then my last 2 trips to Iraq.
I can't hear him.
You can't hear him? Can you hear me?
It's just
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Just him. Can
go ahead and say it, Andrew. I can hear what he was saying, but go ahead and say it.
He served in 3-1 during Desert Storm, and then also 2 deployments to Iraq, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I was in 1-1 for 2 times.
That is weird. I wonder why
my first time in Iraq, I was in 1-1.
So his first time in Iraq, he was with 1-1. Now Mark has done. Good
Lord. You're like 25?
9 deployments? How many did you do?
9 deployments.
Yeah, he's a true infantryman, sergeant major. He's been there and done that.
How many times are you married, Mark?
Once.
Amazing. Yeah,
once.
one time he was married, and it continues to be married for 40.
Now
37.
Don't get screwed up, Mark.
Yep, it'll be 37 this year.
Yeah,
the same wife.
Same wife.
She
stuck with him.
She did 8 deployments with me.
She had to
now
get
we know how you
honor.
made sergeant major.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True that. Yeah. It's amazing. Him and his wife is an inspiration to many a Marine, in my humble opinion, because that does not happen very often.
Yeah.
Now, Christopher, when did you serve? Give us a little background about you.
Well, unlike you lightweights, I served in the Great 4-Hour War, 1985. Took a left turn over to Libya, blew up Gaddafi, and went back to Italy and got drunk. 82 to 86.
Wow.
I
82
wish
to
I could say I did
86.
more, but
Seriously?
I really don't wish I could say I did more.
Yeah.
You said it was the 4-hour war. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Great 4-hour
82 to
war.
86.
Yeah.
Nice.
We blew
Holy
up
shit.
Muammar Gaddafi in Libya in 1986.
Yeah.
Took about 4 hours.
That was light work. Light work.
I was on
Mark
a
was a
boat.
Lance Corporal at that point.
Yeah, I was on a
Now
boat.
it's a sergeant on the drill field.
Were you really sergeant on the drill field at that point?
Yeah, 86 to 88 was my first tour on the drill field.
Dang.
God, you guys make me feel old. Hell, I went in 92, so Mark was already seasoned. You and Chris, man, it's like holy shit.
I'm the young pup of the group here. Can you hear us now, Ed? You can hear me?
I can't hear Ed.
Ed's on mute right now.
He's not showing mute though.
Oh, I see him muted. He's on mute. No. Well, Chris, what else do we want to talk about tonight, Chris? Come on, Christopher. I'm sorry. What else do you want to talk about tonight?
I think one of the pressing concerns for our organization is trying to grow.
Yeah.
Most of our organization is Vietnam era veterans. We've struggled to find new meat, if you will, which is, I think, the same problem the other organizations have.
Very true.
But it's been very rewarding when we do find younger Marines and are able to coax them out of their shell and come participate with us. Certainly the brotherhood of the Corps is as strong now, 40 years after I got out of the service, as it was in 1986.
Right.
I still hang out with Marines more than anybody else, and one of the finest organizations I've ever been allowed to participate with. So I think the challenge is, how do you keep younger people coming in?
Yeah, and that is the big question for all of the veteran service organizations specifically, but like Marine Corps League, VFW, American Legion, all those guys. It is difficult to appeal to the younger generation. And one of those things, I think Ed kind of hit it on the head earlier, was the younger generation, they are just now getting out. They're getting their families. They've still got to do all the different things with the families and that type of stuff. So they don't have the time that somebody that is retired, that, has the time to be able to go in and do these volunteer hours and all the different things that come with the organizations. So they kind of get turned off from it when you look at it that way.
Yeah, and to be honest, it'd be really nice if the Marine Corps was a little supportive of these post-active duty experiences, instead of letting us discover on our own by accident what's available to us. I did 30 years out of the Corps before I stumbled into the support group.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
30 years wandering aimlessly about, proud to be a Marine, but not doing anything with the Marines. That's
right.
A lot of wasted years.
Yeah. Now, and I guess the big question then is, how do we overcome that? How do we attract that younger or mid generation of Marines out there that do have families that would like to participate? How do we attract them?
I think you got to use the technology, like this, like the podcasts.
Yeah,
that's got to be. I don't know if that's the best way to maybe recruit them, then get them, on site. But they respond to technology.
that is true. Yeah, I'm not the greatest at it, but I'm doing okay.
I think the key is that you just have to get out Ed mentioned our little Foot Locker trailer, which we drag around like a flag
Andrew,
and
can you hear me
advertise
now?
what we're doing. And, we try to do monthly events.
Andrew?
Yeah. Hey, Ed, can you try to log out and then log back in and see if that helps?
All right, I'll try it.
No,
All right.
I can hear him now.
Yeah, I
Too
don't
late.
think you
He's
could
gone.
hear you for some reason. I don't know why.
That's weird.
I think it was Gavin Newsom, but I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty liberal area up there where they're at too.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
Where,
Seattle.
Washington?
In Washington, pretty liberal area.
Just the sound. You go over to the center, dry part of the state, it's as red as anywhere I've ever been.
Oh right.
Mm.
Yeah, I got a good friend, a Marine. Served with him in Desert Storm. He lives in Ellensburg.
And that's where it starts getting red. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're back. Ed's back with us now.
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, Ed.
I don't know what the heck I've done, but I haven't screwed up this much technology in 10 years, I don't think. Tonight's been a bad night.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
That's what I always blame it on my governor down here in New Scum.
Yeah. So you can blame it on anybody, So you just take your pick. You blame whoever you want, Ed.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I missed what Christopher was saying, but I'm sure it was profound.
It was very profound. Yeah. He may have to
talk
say
bad about you when you're not looking.
Don't let him lie to you. He was talking you up like it was cool.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shoot, fire. We were talking to Ed. We were talking about ways to get the younger generations involved with these organizations because they don't. There seems to be a disconnect, and Mark was saying that using social media and platforms like this is a way to be able to get that done. But I don't know what you experienced where you're at. But
no, I would agree. And that's typically what young Marines will tell us, well, I don't want to come to a meeting, and if you're doing something on social media, then maybe I'd join you. And we just don't have the bandwidth. I have been reading on LinkedIn, what's her name? Elizabeth, somebody is just hammering the heck out of one of the veterans organizations because of the money they make. And, I keep thinking, I wish somebody would look at us because we don't take any money. Mm-hmm. None of us, we're all volunteers, right? But we don't have the time, even now that I'm retired, we don't have the time to do all the things we want to do to be able to appeal to younger Marines.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way of looking at it. Like it doesn't seem like there's enough time in the day to be able to figure it all out. And I'm sure it is there somewhere. I just haven't figured it out necessarily.
Yeah.
So what else? What else we want to chat about, Ed? What did we miss?
Mike's back. There's Mike.
Yeah. I wanted to get on that. I apologize. I had to go make a head call. That was one of the my coworker. His nephew was in the Marine Corps, and he served in the tail end of the Afghanistan war and everything. But I said to him, I said, hey, there in this area in Albany, Georgia, Southwest Georgia, as far as I know, there's not a Marine Corps league. But
there has to be one out there somewhere.
There may be, but as far as VFW and stuff like that, and I was like, man, why doesn't he? I'll just say, Andrew and Mark know me. I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not a member. But he was talking about it. And he goes, I don't have any. He said, I said, why the hell is he not a member? And he goes, well, I don't have anything in common with them. And I was like, what? I was like, what the hell do you mean? Seriously? You walk into a VFW I promise you, the absolute just unbelievable amount just to sit down and talk. It may be different wars. It may be Vietnam. It may be the Desert Storm. I'm talking current wars. There's not many. There's only a handful of, Korea vets left around. World War II, but we're talking Vietnam and Desert Storm and even Somalia and Iraq and Afghanistan. I was like, what do you mean he doesn't have anything? And he's like, well, he just doesn't think he has anything in common with any of them. And that's the biggest thing. And we have talked time and time again on this podcast. It's like how, and it's what we're already talking about. How do you get younger people to be a part of these organizations? But, and I mean, as far as, Marine Corps history, we sit and talk. It's preached and pounded into you in boot camp.
Yeah.
History. But it's not even just Marines. It's just like, Army or, Air Force or, it's like, seriously, what do you mean you don't have anything in common with them? So
Mike,
that's what I don't understand. So I'm asking that question.
Mike, one of the things that I found is he may say, I don't have anything in common, but the thing that I've heard several times from young Marines, including one that's sort of a shirt tail relative, is they think that because they weren't out there with Mark or with you, with a 50 cal machine gun running convoys, they were in the ammo dump at Camp Leatherneck and never went outside the wire. They don't feel like they're real Marines. And my message.
And that's one thing. I won't lie to you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's one thing that, Andrew and I've talked about time and time again. We've seen enough crap, and we didn't experience, I don't claim to be an infantry Marine. I'm not an infantry Marine. I'm not like Mark. I don't claim to be in any way, shape, or form. But, Andrew and I have seen death in war.
Yeah.
And, it's, I don't even want to say death, but, what you had to experience. I say it all the time. I was like, yeah, Andrew had to beg me to come on this podcast.
That's true.
2 years ago. He's like, man, just come on. I was like, I don't have anything to say. What do you want me to say?
Now look at you. Now look at you.
Well, yeah, but I sit here and fight for, those that, and I've gotten in arguments with people on the podcast, there's been several. They've been like, oh, you don't know. It's like, you don't know what the hell I saw.
The thing, my answer to those guys is always, you did exactly what the commandant told you to do. He made you an ammo tech and he sent you to Camp Pendleton to cut the grass and the magazines. And then he sent you to Camp Leatherneck to shuffle boxes. But you did exactly what he asked you to do. Yeah. And you are as much a Marine as anybody else is.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well said.
Well, and that's the argument that a lot of us don't feel that way. And before we started the podcast, you were like, oh, you were in the band? Don't take it the wrong way when I say that, but you said, oh, you were in a band. And I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. And I just muted it. I think I was sneezing or something. I hit mute. And I was like, yep, here we go.
No,
but he didn't mean it that way, though.
I know. I understand that. But that's literally in Iraq. When we went to Iraq in 2003, we had to have a call sign. I think Mark knows it, and Andrew knows it. But we had to have a call sign, and we had like one damn radio for a whole stick of a convoy. We had to have a call sign. So our call sign was TFB.
Yep.
The frickin' band.
TFB.
No, it was
Basically,
the effing band.
yes.
Yep.
With a different word.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was the effing band. And that was our call sign, was the effing band. And everybody's like, who the hell is TFB? It's like, well, figure it out.
I got it. I got it right here. I got it right here. TFB, baby. Gotta be proud. But you're right. There's how many people have joined the military? What is the percentage of those that haven't gone to combat, that haven't done those types of things? It's huge, right? I would say the majority of the military hasn't gone to combat. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I would say the majority.
You're probably right.
Yeah, there's a good chunk of it. I mean, I think there was a big push towards the end of when I was serving, that there were like, especially here in Albany, Georgia, they're like, yeah, you can't come here and hide out, so you're going. So there was more of a push to rotate people out. Obviously it wasn't infantry guys, but infantry guys were doing it.
Look over time. I think we've had more time of peace than we have of wartime. So there's been way more individuals that have been here during peacetime. And we all talk about the peacetime Marine Corps, right? What were the things that were happening and the shenanigans and the stupid things we had to put up with, right? Raking the sand in 29 palms to make sure that your yard looked pristine, those types of things versus I go to combat, I come back and it's like, nobody cares about that anymore. It's about combat. And it completely changed the dynamic. But now, what are we doing? We're rotating back to that peacetime Marine Corps.
What are we doing here now?
Huh?
I was asking what we're doing.
We're talking. What are you talking about?
He's like rotating around.
I'm sorry.
I think. Oh no, there he is.
I lost my power again.
It happens.
But you were saying what? You were, from 82 to 84 in Libya?
82 to 86, yeah.
Oh, wow.
86.
I just did 4 years.
What was your standard.
I was just your standard high school kid, looking to get out of my hometown, and the Marine Corps gave me an avenue. Probably the most 4 influential years of my life. Even today at 62, I still run my office the same way I did as a sergeant on night crew in aviation. Those values that I got 40 years ago, I've never let go of them.
Yeah.
And so when I run into a room full of Marines like the 4 of you, the reality is that you may have done 10, 20, maybe more years, but my 4 years are still my 4 years, and I'm no less of a Marine than anybody else.
Yeah, we all have the same understanding.
Yeah. So I'm grateful that I had the courage to do it as a kid at 18 years of age.
Absolutely.
I didn't enjoy all of it. I hated half of it. I don't know that I would have stayed in, but I had a kid, and I got out to have custody of my kid. Awesome. I don't regret doing that. So it's been a good ride, and I continue to hang out with Marines almost weekly 40 years later.
Christopher, tell them the difference between your 2 squadrons. I think that's an interesting story.
Oh, well, my first squadron in 1983 was the Gray Ghosts out of El Toro, and it was an exceptional squadron. We did everything right. We never had accidents. We were the shining star of the 3rd MAW, and I would have stayed in as a lifer if that was the example that I had to go. But 2 years later, I got sent down the street to a sister squadron, and it was the squadron from hell. And it was the
Where was that at?
It was
still in El Toro.
The Black Knights in El Toro.
Okay.
It was the other end of the spectrum.
Right.
I was grateful that I got, both ends. I got it coming and going. So I don't know that I would have stayed in, like I said, because I had a kid and my marriage was on its way out the door. And so
Right.
I wanted custody of my son, and I had options. College became an option, and so I went to college, and no regrets there. But 4 very influential years. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks from Saturday, 2 weeks from the day after tomorrow, I'm having breakfast with my commanding officer from 1983.
Oh, nice.
It's cool that guy is still in my life.
Is that
Although he's
black?
just him,
Is that black?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So,
but you're right. I mean, those connections you make in a short amount of time in the Marine Corps are lasting connections that you're going to have for years and years and years to come. And even if you weren't real close while you were in, being able to reconnect later and say, hey, we served in the same area, we served at the same time, and we kind of crossed paths. And then all of a sudden, man, that's your connection.
Yeah, it's fun. I try to look up a Marine that I knew 40 years ago every year. I track 1 or 2 guys down a year. And sometimes it's absolutely enlightening. And sometimes I wish I'd never looked them up. Some things change, some things don't. But I keep looking.
That's a really cool thing. I like that. You look up a couple of individuals from when you first came in or what have you, or your time in that you're looking for. And every year you look for a couple of different individuals and reach out to them. That's cool.
Yeah. And it's really enlightening because what I remember in 82 to 86 and what really was happening are 2 different things. So 40 years later, you get to talk to a sergeant or gunnery sergeant, and you discover all the things you didn't know going on in the squadron because you were just a lowly corporal or a lowly sergeant, and some of it's just fascinating and hilarious and scary and,
every emotion you can think of.
Yeah. I met some really great people in the Corps 40 years ago, and they are still really great people, and I'm glad to connect with them, if only for an afternoon. And that's been kind of something that I focused on here in my 50s and 60s.
Yeah. I like that, though. We need to do a campaign of some sort where we talk about reaching out to 1 or 2 individuals that you served with a year.
Andrew, that goes back to what we talked about, the Wise Marine Project.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Perfect.
So I was telling Andrew on our interview podcast that I got a message from a guy named Mark Wise, Wise, who said, you probably don't remember, but you're the first Marine I ever met, and you made me decide to be a Marine, blah, 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 whatever. And he said, all too often in our lives, no one tells us that influence that we've had. And I just wanted you to know that. And it got me to thinking, and I sat down and made a list of all the Marines that I could remember starting with my drill instructors at Paris Island and my sergeant instructors at Quantico, and everybody that I encountered, and then went and tried to find them and tell them the same thing. You made a difference in my life, and the things you taught me, I've taught to other Marines who have taught it to other Marines, and that's been passed down now forever. So I just think it's what Christopher's doing is a very worthwhile thing to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And the Wise Project, is that what you called it? The Wise.
I call it the Wise Marine Project.
The Wise Marine Project. And I think that's fabulous. Like reaching out to the individuals that made an impact on your life and your career and the things that changed how you do things in life. That's so important, I like that. I like that a lot.
It gives them a sense of satisfaction, but it also helps them understand that not only you did they influence, but the 20 people that you have, and the people that are influenced by the people you influence. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we always military individuals, right? Veterans, military. There's that macho bravado type of thing that we have, and we don't want to get sentimental, and we don't want to say thank you and give a hug and say, hey, you're awesome, I love you, whatever the case may be, right? And how often, especially when you think about the 22 veterans a day, right? As you're thinking about that, just that one time of reaching out and saying, hey, you meant something to me. Thank you for what you did. And thank you for the influence that you had on my life. You know, I love you for it. Thank you. That simple task or that simple thing that you do to that individual may be the thing that keeps that individual going.
Yep.
You know, so why wouldn't we as Marines or veterans do those? Like reach out and tell those individuals, you know, how awesome they were.
Yep. Totally agree.
What's that?
Totally agree.
Oh, yeah. We should do it more often. That's what I say. Well, shoot, we got way off and just started kind of weaving in and out there for a little bit. And I appreciate it. You guys brought some good stuff to the table tonight. So thank you. So what is there anything else that you guys want to talk about when it comes to the Marine Corps Support Group of Washington?
The other thing that we do, I guess, you know, we try and welcome Marines in on the front end when they're getting out, and help them find jobs, etc. But I think I told Christopher yesterday, we also are saying goodbye on the other end. We lost one of our Korean Marines yesterday. Pete Hale died, and we are always emphasizing the importance of getting your DD 214 or your discharge papers or something that is not only available to your spouse but also available to your kids, somebody outside the house, so that when your day comes, somebody knows how to turn off the retirement pay, the Social Security, the VA payments, whatever, so that you don't end up in a world of hurt. That they don't end up in a world of hurt trying to get their money back, you know?
You know, I've never really thought about that. Like once somebody passes away, and they're the veteran, they've got a retirement check coming in, you know, or it's the VA disability, whatever the case may be. That may still be continuing on with the spouse, right? So how do you go about ensuring that the government knows that individual has passed away?
Well, I think Mark probably gets the same retirees newsletter thing that I do, and I would assume several of us do, but
Yes.
it says in there, and I usually tear that page out every quarter or whenever it is we get it and stick it in the file so it's up to date. But it says, when I die, here's the phone calls you have to make and let them know that I'm gone. In some cases, the Social Security would go to my wife, she'd lose hers and take mine because mine's higher. But if you don't turn off that retired pay, the Marine Corps will come back and get it one way or another.
We all know that the Marine Corps is going to get theirs in the end. Like they're going to come back and get it. So one way or the other. And I think we've all been in that position at some point in time. They're very proficient at that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man. Anything else, Ed, that we missed that we want to talk about?
I don't think so. Christopher, did we lose you? It looks like he disappeared here.
Yeah, he probably had to
make a head call or start dinner.
I don't blame him. Sometimes my eyeballs start floating as we do these podcasts.
No, I think, you know, anybody who gets a chance to come up here to Washington, if you let us know you're coming, we'll find a time to get a couple Marines together and shoot the breeze, have lunch or coffee or happy hour or something.
I like it. I like it. And so, Marine Corps Support Group of Washington, if somebody wants to get in contact with you guys, what's the best way to do that?
Probably we have an email address, staff@wamarines.org.
Mm-hmm.
So it's wamarines.org. That will get it to 4 of us, so that one of us always wakes up and answers the email. But anybody's welcome to call me anytime at 206-423-8900. That's my cell phone. You can text it or call it. And we'd be happy to get together with any of you if you get a chance to get up here, especially you, Mark, since you got friends.
Definitely. We'll go over to Ballard to the Molly McGuire's.
Yeah. All right. Works for me. And
Yeah.
Christopher'd be there too.
Yeah. That guy, Finbar, the owner, is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
What is that?
And we'll get,
is it a restaurant? What is
it's
it?
a bar. It's a pub.
It's a bar.
And
A
then,
Marine bar?
you know, Ken Phillips Jr., he's a Marine also. We served together
That's
in Marine Barracks Fallbrook and 3-9.
Yep.
Nice. 3-9. But no, 9th Marines was The Walking Dead, correct?
1-9. 1-9 was Walking Dead.
Okay. 1-9 was The Walking Dead. All right. Maybe I'll learn something eventually. Well, hey, Ed, Christopher, thank you guys for coming on and doing this. I enjoyed the conversation. Christopher, you had stepped out for a second, but do you have anything else that you would like to discuss or talk about before we start wrapping things up?
Oh, I've had a very good time. It's a pleasure meeting the 3 of you, and I wish you luck in your chat podcast endeavors. And I wish you'd send me an email when this is over, just so I can reach out to you later.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can do that. No problem at all. So don't hang up on me whenever we do the outro here. But as always, as we do the end of the podcast, Ed, you know what's coming up?
Yeah.
What is it?
Change your socks.
No. But although that is, I do get to that eventually. But no, we always do what we call words of wisdom whenever we finish a podcast here we're doing a fireside chat. So this is your opportunity to give everybody out there some words of wisdom. So we'll hit Mike first so you can kind of get an idea of some words of wisdom. And then we can go to Ed, Christopher, and of course, Mark, being the sergeant major, you know, he's going to come up last because all sergeants major, you know, they got it going on and they have all the humdingers. So
That's
we're
right.
going to let them go last. But this is a segment we call Words of Wisdom. Here we go. Words of wisdom. Man, I'm excited. Holy moly. Mike, you're leading us off. It's got to be something good, Mike. We got to make Mark score.
Yeah, I don't know how to make Mark. Mark's going to have some. He's going to have it. I already know it. So
you may beat him. Don't doubt yourself, Mike. Come on, bring it.
yeah.
Make him
Accept
get
the love.
nervous.
All right. Well, accept the love you think you deserve and quit giving it out to the people that don't deserve it.
Oh, that is actually pretty good. I like that. Mark, I hope you're listening, because that was good. That was good. I'm not going to lie. All right, Ed, what do you got for us?
I'd say that's a tough one to follow, but my thought would be reach out to one of your fellow Marines every day. And if it's just a text or a quick phone call, leave a voicemail and let them know you're thinking of them.
God, so important. So important. Yep. I love it. All right, Christopher, what do you got for us?
You know, I'm always trying to be optimistic about life. And if you're having difficulty getting your glass to be half full, get a smaller glass.
Ooh,
Nice.
wow.
That's actually a good one.
Wow. Holy
Yeah, that's a
moly,
good one.
Mark. Mark is gonna have a rough go. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mark. This is probably one of the worst ones you've had to do follow up, Mark. So I have faith in you. I don't know about everybody else, but I have faith in you, Mark. What do you got for us?
Well, I just gotta tell you, just going along the lines of reaching out to those friends or those old acquaintances, those old Marines you served with, and everything like that, that might mean something to you. So I'm gonna do an old Irish saying:
Ooh.
"He who is rich in friends is poor in nothing."
Ooh, that was
like
good
that.
though.
That's good.
Dang, Mark. God, he's always coming in with these humdingers at the end, and he just
Yeah, you got to
rocks.
start muting him. You got to start muting him.
I know.
I don't know why the
You know what?
heck you just. Why
Mark
don't
makes
you
us
just
all look
mute him?
bad.
It's like,
Daggum
like
Sergeant
Hey, at least he
Mason,
didn't
man.
say anything about eating yellow snow.
yeah,
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that yellow snow is bad for you. I don't know that for sure because I've never tried it, but you know, I'm sure Mark has had to say that one time on his exploits when it comes to cold weather training.
Definitely.
Yeah, I keep waiting for Mark to be like rub-a-dub-dub, God. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna look over here.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Thanks for the grub. Hey,
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming on. Ed, Christopher, you guys have a great organization. I'm gonna throw it back up one more time here and make sure I got it correct here. Marine Corps Support Group of Washington. Go check them out. Shoot them an email. You can do it at staff@wamarine.org, or is it Marines?
Marines. We need an S on there. Yeah.
Tag nabbit. All right, hold on. Let me
You
adjust.
did good though.
No, I didn't. I screwed it up like it was cool. Don't compliment somebody that's doing bad. All right, here we go. All right. WAMarines.org. Make sure you go hit them up. Ask them about the organization. If you're in the Washington area, you definitely need to join up. They're doing some fantastic things. I appreciate you, Ed. I appreciate you, Christopher. Thanks for coming on. Christopher, you need to come back and tell your story at some point in time. I'm sure Ed probably told you that. But you didn't listen the first time, so hopefully you listen this time. Christopher, I'll shoot you the link of the podcast recording link so you can schedule your story. I know you're excited to do it, right, Christopher?
Absolutely.
Make your head go up and down, up and down.
Is it still paying $100 per?
What was that?
Is it still paying $100 per?
Yeah, $100 out of your account to your account. So
Yeah.
pay yourself
I was gonna
$100.
say, where the hell was my money when I did my story?
Yeah.
I did get paid. I mean, seriously,
You
I didn't
didn't
get
do
paid.
the out of your account to in your account correctly. So
Oh,
you need to work on that. Yeah. Sorry about that. But no, Christopher, I look forward to hearing your story. You don't have to. I'm not trying to force you. I don't want to force
I
you.
will. I'll force him.
But Ed is going to force you. So I'm sorry, Christopher. I'll see you soon when we do this podcast. So it'll be good. But guys, thanks for coming on. Last thing, Ed, Christopher, if you want to say anything before we close it out here.
No, thanks for doing this. You really do great work. I thoroughly enjoyed doing our podcast together and being part of this fireside chat. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, Ed. Much appreciated. All right. Well, with that, guys, thanks again to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in. Also, don't forget that the VA does have some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255 or go to veteranscrisisline.net. Click on that chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life loss is one too many. I care about you. The crew cares about you. Ed and Christopher care about you. The whole veteran community care about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to a buddy you serve with. Ask them how they're doing. If they need that helping hand, please give it to them. All right, fellas, one last time. Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys rock. I don't care what Mark says about you. You guys are awesome. But to all the listeners out there, stay motivated, Change your
Change your
socks.
socks.
No more 22. On to the journey and finish the fight.